Did any of you see the Disney dust-up? I'm not talking about what the VA secretary was saying about lines at Disney and comparing them to lines of our veterans waiting for health care, but Bernie Sanders going one step further and slamming how Disney takes care of its workers. Take a look.
I'm probably the only politician to come to Anaheim and say this. I use Disney, not just to pick on Disney, but as an example of what we are talking about when we talk about a rigged economy.
All right, we did get reaction from Mickey Mouse, who said something to the effect, "Is he out of his mind?" I did. I planned that all day. All right, Lizzie MacDonald, Charles Payne. Aren't they paid above the minimum wage, though, Lizzie? I mean, or what? Update me.
Yes, they are, and they're paid based on their skill set. And you know, Bernie Sanders really opening up, lasting Disney. He said also that Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, his pay is proof that we have got an economy built on greed. Bob Iger gets $46 million. He's also saying that ABC won't report what he is saying because why Disney owns ABC. But then Disney's coming back saying, you know what? You're wrong, Bernie Sanders. You have your facts wrong. They're saying that they've added $6 billion to the local economy over the last year or so, that they create 11,000 jobs over the last decade. And they're also saying that they're going to expand even further, $1 billion expansion, multiple thousands more jobs. The Star Wars theme park will add to the local economy. So you're right, Neil. Disney is essentially saying the worker pay is based on what the skills are.
You know, I was just thinking, I think, Charles, that a lot of them are planning some of these characters that you see on right. site, that they're going to be robots now, which might be fine. I'm just saying that be careful what you wish for, because the company will find a way to replace you, and not necessarily with human beings, right?
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt about that, Neil. In fact, there are two major robot stories out tonight that I'm going to cover on my show, but more to the point of what
you're on my show right now.
I know, I just thought I'd get in a quick plug, though. But you know what? Bernie Sanders, as a socialist, is all about capitalism. Let me tell you about Anaheim, California. It was a town founded by Germans. They were wineries, and all of a sudden they were wiped out by viruses. They started growing oranges. That was okay. And then all of a sudden this company called Disney said, let's build a theme park there. The population exploded in a 10-year period, 600%. I went through all of the records. But no other town in California experienced that type of growth. Now you have people with very limited job skill sets who are being paid for those skill sets, to Liz's point, at an appropriate wage. The moral of the story here is two things. Capitalism provides jobs for people with low skills and high skills, and if you want more, then you have a chance to get more. Right. But these shakedowns have gone too far.
You know, though, Lizzie, I want to pick your brain a little bit on how to link this with the McDonald's protests going on. And this one worker was telling our own Jeff Locke earlier, look, these CEOs and these guys, they're getting these huge pay packages, and we're getting squat, even when the stock isn't doing much. It didn't make sense to her. Now, Disney executives, they get you know, eye-popping pay. But does that hurt the cause and the issues of management when it's enriching itself at a degree far times the multiples or the compensation of those who work at the company?
Well, you know, it's a good point. I mean, the McDonald's franchise model, you know, means small moms and pop shops. It's not really the McDonald's parent. It's the little guys who will get hurt with the minimum wage hike. But back to your point, what Sanders was also saying is that the workers get paid so little at Disney that they end up living in motels. He didn't provide proof of that. But we've seen that argument, right, Neil, that, you know, people who are at these, you're not supposed to be raising a family on a cashier's job. That's proof of how bad the recovery has been. That's the way I think that should be understood. But what they're saying is that McDonald's workers, Walmart workers are using the earned income tax credit. They're getting a lot of welfare. That instead these companies should be paying more and not taxpayers covering those bills.
One thing I just want to throw in, Neil, in the last quarter, Disney profit margins for the parks were 15.9%. That's not a lot of profit. You know, for the movies it was 26%, and for things like ESPN 37%. They're not making a lot of money net on this thing. There's not a lot of room to give more. So the whole economic aspect of the argument falls short, and I hope for the America's sake that the other social justice part of the argument falls short too.
All right, guys,
Well,
go ahead.
but
Go ahead, Liz.
I'm sorry. Disney is also, to Charles's point, Disney is saying in a statement back to on this story that they create a lot of economic growth, right, with other businesses popping up around it. So, you know, those arguments you never see from Bernie Sanders' side of the aisle, right?
All right, guys, I want to thank you both.
Sure.
Great job.